Woo. Hello, what is going on? How is everyone? Let's get everyone in here. Oh my goodness, y'all. Today has been a day, and it's like only 12 o'clock. It's already been such a day. Takira, how are you? I've never heard your voice before, babe.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing really, really well.
I'm finally happy that I'm inside the the inner circle. Like I finally can function and oh my God, please do not laugh at me.
Girl, I was like, when you were like, I'm having problems, I'm like, okay. Like when Moon was having problems, I was like, okay, she's been in there before. So she know, but then I was like, okay, what problems are we having? How do we get her in here? So yes, I am happy we were able to troubleshoot any technical difficulties that you were having.
Thank you.
Yes. I also, y'all, I woke up, I'm not gonna hold you. I woke up in a panic because someone was requesting access to like our inner circle worksheets. And I was like, who's handing these out to people? I was like, why would y'all pay money and then give these to your friends for free? Lo and behold, it's a new member who like had never introduced themselves. So I didn't even know that they were in like the inner circle insider. So I'm like, oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. But welcome. Happy to have everyone in here so far. We got more
Yes.
people coming in. Um,
Yeah, I did see that we got like, or I saw two new people on the Discord
yes.
recently. Yeah.
Yes, I'm like, look, this is why it's so important to introduce yourself in that Discord because I don't be knowing who's in there either. I have so many things going on, and the only time that I really see y'all, because like I'm not sending out like your welcome emails or anything personally, like that's
Hmm.
all automated. So like the only times that I talk and connect to you guys really is in that Discord server. So
Okay.
even just saying what's up in like the general chat and stuff like that, sending your questions there so I can answer them on the next live stream, like that is very, very helpful.
Yes, I've been trying to be more proactive on there,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna get better, I promise.
I mean, you just got in here. It's okay.
Okay.
All right, we will wait. I think we had like 12 people RSVP, so we can wait for everyone to get in here before we really get started. But welcome back to Content Creation Month. Today is really all about helping you guys build content that not only looks good, but also connects without burning you out in the process. I know that this is new to a lot of you guys, and I know a lot of you guys um have not been flowing. Like some of you guys have kind of gotten stuck and you're not really clear. Some of you guys are, still figuring out how to apply the stuff that we've been teaching just based off of the feedback that I've gotten in the Discord so far. I sent you guys, this little poll where it was kind of like, yes, I've got more ideas flowing, which was 50% of you guys. Three of you guys upvoted that. Yellow was like, I'm kind of still figuring out how to apply them. And then red was like, not really, like, I still feel stuck or unclear. But
Mhm.
my favorite part was the having you guys vote on different subjects. So, I mean, I could share my screen, but you guys are in the Discord. But that really helps me because I like plan things out. I have the workbook created and all of these kinds of things, but I'm trying to make pivots so that you guys can actually use the workbook. Because again, my frame of reference, like, I've been in corporate music and all of that kind of stuff. So you don't know what you don't know, and I don't know what you don't know at the same time, right? So it's like I could be speaking about these high concepts and how you can shoot content and giving you all the game in the world, and you're like, girl, I don't even know who would listen to my music. And it's like, okay, we need to we need to take a step back. So thank you guys all so much for your feedback. The highest voted things were how to create a brand aesthetic that stands out, writing
Mhm.
better hooks and captions, and
Mhm.
then how to stay consistent and actually post. So we haven't really gone through that in weeks 1 and 2. Weeks 1 and 2 were really about us kind of figuring out like what are our content pillars, like what are we going to post about? And then week 2 was like figuring out, okay, what format are we going to use to be able to do that? So I'm happy that we were able to connect on that and really figure out what's working and what's not working for y'all. Um, but today we're going to talk about systems. We're going to talk about batching and how to show up like a pro even when you're juggling life. Because that's the thing. Life is not going to slow down for you to be able to catch up on all the things that you've been meaning to do. So you have
Mhm.
to figure out how to do things in a sustainable way, in a way that you can, duplicate and do more. So let's see. Okay, we're 6 minutes in. Let's jump into it. But before I really jump into it, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little mini case study. Oh, we got David trying to get in the room. Let me let him in. Um, and then Max, if you're able to copy the Zoom link, you can copy the Zoom link and drop it in the events and reminders for any of the stragglers who haven't jumped in yet. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. So my client, she's one of my premium service clients. Her name is Baby Burr. She she doesn't have more than 200 followers on TikTok. She has 284 followers on Instagram, and her song was just played on the radio this past weekend. So it's not about the amount of followers that you have. It's not about going viral. It's really about it's a mix, right? Like I feel like everyone is like, what do I need to put my energy on? And they just want to put their focus on one thing, thinking that that will help them, blow up and get to where they want to be. But consistency on socials is what really caught the eye of this local DJ. So she had met him at an industry event. She had met him Empire had this like pass the aux kind of thing. If you're not familiar, Empire is a distribution company that provides label services that is based in the San Francisco Bay Area. And that they have, they of course support independent artists because they're a distribution service. They want y'all to use their things. So they had a little event where it's like pass the aux, where she had played her music, but he had left. So she just randomly out at a bar, she was like, "Oh my gosh, the music here is really good. Like, who is?" Lo and behold, it's the same DJ from the Past the Aux Day. So she exchanged information with him, just like complimented him on the music and everything. And then she posted this thing. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so that you guys can see. Um, she posted this. And this, it has like 295 or 2095 views, which is one of her biggest things, by the way. I don't know if you guys can hear the song. Y'all probably can't hear it because I know that Zoom be hating on me when I try to share things with audio. But it's not a super complicated thing. This was literally her friends at the kickback. They turned the lights off, everybody put their phone on, and she just sang her song to camera. It's not like super like you gotta have the crazy, like, no, you don't. If you have good music and if you are attending music events and networking and all of that, this is where he asked for it. He says, "Send me the clean version of this." Period. And it was up. So I am saying that to say it does not matter how many followers you have. It does not matter if you go viral. If you are trying to boost your discovery and build a following, it's not just the stuff that happens online. It is also you being able to make connections in real life with people. And it's you not being scared to show up consistently. Don't post a couple times, you get 200 views, 300 views, and you feel like no one is looking. Again, she doesn't even have a accumulation of 500 followers across her socials, and her music is being played on the radio, right? So just wanted to share that as motivation to all of you guys because I know a lot of you guys are indie and emerging artists. Um, to show why consistency matters. Consistency matters because if they met in real life and he went to her page and it was all over the place, like he didn't know what she did, he didn't know what her latest release was, he didn't know anything, it would kind of be like, "Oh, okay, she's not really a serious artist." But he followed her and then saw this on his timeline and was like, I'm about to put this in my mix this weekend when I'm on the radio." So don't do things for vanity metrics or for likes or for that kind of validation. Validate yourself. The creation is the validation. Now do the work so that people know that the creation exists. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about planning that actually works. So let's start with, if you are tired of winging it every day, I got you. The goal is to build a system that lets you stay 2 weeks ahead without losing creativity. So last week I had, here, I'll share my screen again. So last week we had went over, format and flow, and just kind of talking about what kind of content formats you can use and what kind of production flow you can get into. So these were examples of, imaginary pillars that I pulled out of the crack of my ass. You can steal them. They could be your content pillars if you don't know what your content pillars should be. If you have not done the branding portion of Inner Circle Insiders, which was about your brand identity, your brand story, and your visual archetypes, your content pillars are based on those brand pillars. And the way that you show up in your content is based on those visual archetypes. And what you are going to be talking about in these different pillars and all of that is based on your brand story. So if you have not done that foundational work, if you have not done the worksheets that will help you with that foundational work, that's probably why it's not connecting. That's probably why you don't know what to be posting. And book a one-on-one mentorship session with me so I can help you get unstuck. Because I can't like I can do general stuff, but I can't help you if I don't know what's wrong, right? Like I can't help you if I can't meet you where you're at. So in these group sessions, it's really great for everyone to kind of just get, general overview of what we should be doing and everything. But it's really in the workbook and in the worksheets that you're able to do like deep dives and get things together. So this was an example of how you can mix content pillars with different formats. Um, Once you have your core content categories, the stuff people expect to hear from you. Sorry, I'm like trying to escape. Oh, I was like, not letting me get out of here. Um, but once you have those core categories and people know what to expect from you, you can mix the formats that you do, like voiceovers, story times, tutorials, raw POVs, all of those kinds of things. But you have to start somewhere and you have to start with something. And it's okay if it's not perfect. So let me share. Alrighty. Sorry, it's a lot of screen sharing today, but I'm like, I can just show you better than I can tell you. But let me know in the chat. Don't be scared to say anything. Let me know if you need me to slow down. Let me know if you need me to go back over something, any of that. So this is an example of like a pillar and format grid. So again, these are random pillars. So faith versus life, that again is for one of my clients who is a Christian man, but he makes secular music. So it's like he always has this duality of like, am I living my life for God? And it's like, yes, it's okay, baby. But having these different pillars, having a behind the scenes pillar, doing lyric breakdowns because maybe people didn't hear you when you said that. And then having some sort of engagement format. You always want to do something where you're doing fan shout outs or you are giving them something to engage with, asking a relatable question that has to do with your brand, with your music, with your independent artist struggle, any of that kind of stuff. And then there's different types of formats. So it can be talking head, it can be a performance clip, it can be a meme format, it can be voiceover B-roll. Does anybody have questions about the content formats? Any questions about different content formats? I know that format and flow is what we went over last week, but just based on the Discord and what people are struggling with, which is not knowing like what kind of content to create and things like that, I'm kind of like, okay, so all right, we understand formats. Cool. Um, Let's talk about how to plan out our content. That's where we'll start. So, step one, you want to define your weekly posting rhythm. How much can you post? How much is too much? And not what the internet tells you you should be doing, which is, I've seen people who are like, if I'm going to start from scratch, I would post 3 times a day. Like, wow, that sounds crazy. You can like it's just I don't know the way that online be making it seem like it's so easy and it's nothing to be able to post 3 times a day. It's like, when do you work? How are you making this content? Like what? So choose a rhythm that is right for you. So how many posts can you realistically commit to each week? What platforms are your priority right now, right? Do a lot of people listen to your music but not know who you are? Does nobody know who you are yet? So your main focus is to be discovered, right? If my main focus was discovery, I'm putting majority of my time and effort into TikTok. Yes, stuff can be reposted other places. Yes, people might discover me in other places, but the quickest and fastest way to boost your discovery is through TikTok. So that should be your focus. If you are trying to build more engagement, Instagram is more of a community app. That's where people who have known you since high school, known you your whole life, that's where they probably are. They probably follow you unless you started a whole new music page. But you're not going to blow up on Instagram. Like that is not the place where people are going to get discovered. That is where you are going to connect with people. Wait, Autumn had a question. Said a lot of them don't. Wait, a lot of them don't what? My bad. Um, and then list your ideal days and times to post. So match this to when your audience is active. So you have to actually check your Instagram insights, your TikTok insights to know when are people active. I know for me, people be active like in the middle of the day or later at night. I'm not available at that time. So thankfully, I mean, I have a team to help me, but before I did, what I would do is I would have my posts ready to go. I would have them in the drafts of the native apps. I never used Hootsuite later, any of those things. No shade to those apps. You just have to pay money for it. And I'm like, anything I could do for free, I'm not paying y'all money for unless I like absolutely need it. So so I would put things just like in my drafts. And then when it's time to post, you can even schedule stuff in their native apps. You can schedule TikToks online, like on your actual computer, not on your phone. You can't schedule TikToks, but you can do it on your computer. And you can schedule Instagram posts to go live as well in the actual app. Sorry, meaning a lot of them don't work, have a 9 to 5, freeing them up to post multiple times a day. No, for real, Autumn. No, exactly. That's why I'm just like, that sounds crazy. Like that sounds wild. Coming from someone who actually, like, I used to try to post 3 times a day, and it was like, it's not happening. It just was never gonna happen for me. It don't work, right? Exactly. Look, Max was picking up what you were putting down, Autumn. So that's the first step. Step one is define your weekly posting rhythm, and we need to be realistic. We do not need to be perfect. And take down the notes and let me know whatever resonates with you. But y'all know this is about to be on a worksheet. I'm like, I was making this like the next section of the workbook, and I was like, this is too much writing. I was like, this is too much writing. This is not cute. It's not formatted well. So I'm probably just gonna make it its own like breakout worksheet. And in the workbook, I'll just have like the steps. But in the worksheet, you will have these prompts that I'm saying, which is like how many posts are realistic for a week, all of that good stuff. Step two, batch content like a pro. You guys, batching allows you to create in less time, but you need a system that fits your life, right? Like, batching sounds easy in theory if you know what you're going to create, if you know what you want it to look like, and all of that before you have your shoot day. But if you don't take the time to plan, like what are my and I'm not saying you need everything needs to be scripted and have to have captions and all of that before you even shoot it. I'm not saying that. I am just saying that you need to have a plan and you need to have a posting rhythm and you need to have like some goals before you have a batching day, or else you're going to plan to have a batching day and not know what you're going to batch and be like, fuck, I just wasted my day. So what days and times are best for filming and editing? That's something that you're going to have to take a look at on your schedule. Do you prefer filming alone or with support? And that support can be your husband, a friend, a team, a tripod, whatever support you need and have access to. Figure out the support that you need to get this together, right? And then how many videos can you batch in one session? You're not going to know before you have the first session. But it's not as easy as just like, I know what I want to talk about. Put the thing on. And maybe it is for some people. I don't know. I'm neurodivergent. It ain't never been that easy for me because I have so much to say and I have so much tips and so much information. I had to learn how to be clear and concise and fit my shit into 90 seconds because nobody had the attention span to, you know what I'm saying? Like, hear everything that I have to say. But if you do, you're the good ones who probably found me on YouTube, right? Like, I don't call myself the music marketing yap star for nothing. Like, I can fucking yap, okay? But that's what my YouTube is for, period. That's what the platform is for. And on YouTube, you only need to have one post a week to be considered consistently posting on there and to be boosted to their homepage and active and all of that. So, like I said, these different, or like I always say, these different platforms do different things. YouTube is great for discovery as well, but it depends on what kind of content can you create. And when you monetize on YouTube, you actually monetize on YouTube. It's not like these other apps where you're getting like, you know, anyways. TikTok, great for discovery. Instagram, great for community. YouTube is a great mix of both. Um, do I have a graphic for that actually? I'm like on the lowest of keys. Let me see. Oh, oh, it's like a repurposing thing. I can show that to y'all later. But I do have a sample posting schedule. If anybody would want to see that, just let me know in the comments and I can show you guys an example posting schedule. Um, Step three is going to be lock in your visual aesthetic. Now, this again, this is something that we have talked about in branding, but it is still something that I see you guys struggling with. Or at least, you know, I'm just going based off the survey. I'm not judging anybody, but in the survey, it said like how to create a brand aesthetic that stands out. That's one of the highest voted things on there, besides writing, you know, better hooks and captions. So, if you have done the visual aesthetic worksheet, let me know any issues that you guys are having. I want to see it. Yeah, would love to see the posting schedule. I got you guys. I got you guys. I will definitely go back and show the posting schedule. But your content should look and feel like your brand. So if you have done the work to do the visual archetypes and you know, done your visual branding starter kit, you've made the mood board, all of that, whether it's raw, whether it's real, bold and colorful, clean and minimal, the whole purpose of you creating that mood board is to figure out, what do I want my world to look like? What do I want my online vibe to look like? How am I going to consistently show up? So that is the whole purpose of the visual brand starter kit and you doing a mood board. So if you are struggling to lock in on like, okay, how do I apply this to actually my content? Ask yourself, what three words describe the aesthetic or the mood of your brand? What type of locations, lighting, or outfits match that vibe? Because that's huge, right? Everything can't be shot in your house. You gotta get outside, baby. Like everything cannot be in the house. And that's the thing, too. Maybe it's a lot of people in your house. Maybe you should be in the car. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But also go for a walk, find a park, like be in different locations than just the house. Because, I mean, is your music meant for people to enjoy it just sitting in the house? Or are they supposed to be enjoying it on a midnight drive? Is this something that people could be playing at a barbecue, could be playing at a pool party, could be in the club fucking raving? If you're making club rave music and shooting content in the house with strobe lights, I mean, that could look like a rave. But do you see what I'm saying? Like the locations, your lighting, that's a huge thing too. Is if the music is like gritty and if you're talking about fighting demons or whatever you are struggling with, this should not be a happy-go-lucky, bright and colorful video, right? It should be dark, it should be gritty, it should be grainy, it should look like that meme of the Popeyes girl on her lunch break, right? Like we have to have our content, lighting, locations, and vibes match our music. And same thing with outfits, same thing with fits as well. Like you cannot be in a neon green jumpsuit singing another sad love song, right? It's just it don't match. It don't match. Like that is not going to that doesn't really fit, right? So another thing that you want to ask when you want to lock in your visual aesthetic is like, what props or like signature elements am I going to have? For a while, I had like my crochet hats. Like I was not filming unless I was in one of my crochet hats. Some people use like matcha lattes, their Air One smoothies, iced coffee. Some people always have a little mic. Some people are, just what are your key elements going to be? It could be hats, it could be crystals, it could be neon lights. Doesn't have to be the same thing every video. You can have certain elements that you are putting in rotation, but what signature props or elements are they always going to see in your video? A signature prop of mine is this fucking plaque because this is one of my new signature props. Because a lot of videos where I just have my plaque chilling on my desk behind me go up. And I am just like, okay, whatever y'all need to see to hear the shit that I keep talking about and been talking about for a year. Um, that plaque is not new. That baby is from 2019, right? So it's like, but it's like whatever works for y'all. Step 4, plan the next 2 weeks using pillars and formats, right? So mix your content pillars, which is what you want to talk about, with your formats. How do you deliver it? And aim for like 6 to 10 pieces of content that could be pushed out in a matter of 2 weeks. We're gonna go back to the posting schedule so that we can talk about like, what works best. We'll take a look at that in a second. But the pillar and formats, it's an actual grid that will be on this worksheet for you guys where it has like post idea, the pillar that it fits in, the format that you're thinking about. And mind you, last week I gave you a list of different types of formats. So you shouldn't be like, I don't know what format, baby. That's why we had a whole section called format and flow. That's why we have a whole worksheet with different content formats so that you can plan and you can strategize and have all of these, things at your fingertips. And don't worry, I have created a caption and hook planner, all of the good things. So I'm gonna help you guys with figuring out how to do the hooks and write your captions as well. And then step 5 is really just you need to figure out how to rework and reuse. You don't always need new ideas. Sometimes you just need a better hook or delivery. Or sometimes if that video went viral before, post that shit again. Okay. Like My personal following has doubled in less than 6 months. So half of the people who are here now did not know me last year. They ain't see that shit. And I am not expecting them to scroll to my content from last year, baby. I'm not even scrolling to my content from last year. Okay. So when you come and you follow me, I am not expecting you to do a deep dive and see every post that I've ever made in my life. And even if I have them in a playlist, like I would get tired of listening to me talk. Y'all might too, right? So it's like, just do them a favor. Just repost something that already did well. And if you don't know how to duplicate the formula, or if you don't know why it did well, then you should be testing that out as well to be like, okay, is it the subject that I was talking about? Is it the way that I was talking about it? Is it the, examples that I used, the text that I had? What did I do in this video that worked so well that I can duplicate in future videos that I'm going to have? Um, all right, y'all. Any questions? No? Okay, well, let me show you guys my example. No questions. I just need to do what I'm told. It's a lot of work. And honestly, you guys, the whole reason that I started my company is because I know that creative artists don't think like this. Like, you guys just don't think like this. And you don't think that other people are thinking like this. You're thinking, like, man, so and so didn't have to do all that shit. They did not. They did not. Or maybe they did and you just didn't see it. Are you on their team? How do you know? Right? Even with people like Little Nas X, where it's like he was so good at social media. He used to have a fan page for like Nicki Minaj. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he knew social media. And when he got on, he stopped posting. He stopped being funny. He stopped posting content. And that's what brought us there in the first place. I remember when he dropped Old Town Road, he posted a video saying, today is March, whatever. He's literally eating like a Little Caesars pizza, saying, like, I just dropped Old Town Road. We'll see if this one hits. Fast forward, it did. But if you are up, the way that you stay up is by understanding how people are finding your music and delivering it to them. So if you guys notice for this last rollout that he did, he was very fucking intentional. He was like, he even was relatable. He was like, even me, I was posting stuff and it wasn't getting as many views as the other stuff. So I was like, it's not working. Like they don't care anymore. And he was like, whatever. With this rollout, I said, fuck it. I'm gonna do whatever I want. He was 10 toes with the pink. I think that's just because I don't know if that had to do with his music, but it's just because it's easy and it's like I'm gay and I'm wearing pink and that's just like easy association. But he realized like, okay, the work does not stop when you're on. That's the fact. And currently multitasking and working at my 9 to 5. Destiny, baby, your actual name being Eva and that being the name that you requested on some on some worksheets, and then your artist name of Destiny or Destiny being like destinymusic@gmail.com being the one that recommended or requested other things. I am so sorry. I declined your request because I was like, who's handing my stuff out to these people that I don't know? So my bad, girly. I definitely got to go back and approve that for you. But without further ado, let me show y'all these different posting schedules and stuff that I was talking about. And I want to know in the comments what you guys think. So this is something that I made hella long ago. It is really to repurpose. You see how old it is because it said don't post TikTok longer than 3 minutes. But I mean, even back then, YouTube shorts, they weren't longer than 60 seconds. Instagram and Facebook, they still weren't longer than 60 seconds or 90 seconds. Like all of that has changed this year. And I was still using Twitter. I no longer use Twitter. I use Threads now. But this is like if you are trying to be a superhuman, juggling a business, family, full-time job, building your career, all while trying to, you know, get your shit up, this is how you can repurpose. You could take one video and make it into different things, different social media posts. For a light posting schedule, this might look crazy, but if you're not able to post 5 times a week, that's okay. Maybe you start with 3 Instagram reels and with 2 TikToks a week and maybe just one YouTube short a week, right? TikTok is more casual, you could be more trendy. Instagram is where the curated aesthetic, visual, nice content goes. And then your YouTube short, that could be anything. That could be higher production, it could be performance based, it could be anything, because YouTube Shorts is really the wild, wild west. Like it's not, there isn't something where it's like, oh, this is what makes you go up on YouTube Shorts. It's kind of just like, try it. Try it and see what happens, because YouTube is good. YouTube is solid. YouTube is one of the longest social media platforms that barely changes. You know how Instagram and Facebook changes all the fucking time, always trying to adapt whatever the other things are doing. YouTube is that girl. She ain't never had to do that. She said, "I'll give y'all shorts since y'all like short form content now, but that's it, right?" So this is a light posting schedule. If you're able to post, this can be the same post, the same short form video, one at night on TikTok, one in the morning on Instagram, repurposing that video to Facebook, repurposing to YouTube Shorts, and then it doesn't have to be a video, but just tweeting once a day or a thread. Does this light posting schedule seem manageable to anyone? Let me know. I've gotten a couple thousand on YouTube Shorts one day, and then the next day I got 20 views. Yes, it is. Yeah, I've told you, the Shorts is the wild, wild west. Both are helpful. Helps it not to feel overwhelming. Definitely starting with the light schedule. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Good to know. So, maybe I'll just send this, like, or Max, can you drop this in the, well, then you would have to find it in Canva. Our Canva is kind of crazy. Our Canva is crazy. Should I show y'all the Canva? Because it's actually insane. So it's posting schedule graphics, and it's in the social media assets folder. So if you go to the social media assets folder, posting schedule graphics, I would say just post the light posting schedule to Discord. And that would be good. I'm going to be honest, I'm either consistent on one platform and not multiple. I need to balance it out. I mean, look, everybody has to start somewhere. If you're not able to repurpose and be everywhere, that's also okay. It's more important for you to get comfortable creating content and showing up and being an advocate for your art. And when you're able to build up in a sustainable way, then build up. So if you guys have never posted social media content like that, like I said, an even smaller, like lighter posting schedule would be to post 3 Instagram reels a week, 2 TikToks a week, one YouTube short a week. And then you can build, like, okay, I hit my 3 Instagram reels. Can I do 4 next week? Okay, I did 2 TikToks. I could do one more. I could do three. Okay, I made something specifically for YouTube Shorts. I feel like I could do, an open verse challenge on there. I could do something else. So, and that's how you grow. But what's your biggest block been when it comes to content planning? Has it been time, ideas, or confidence? Let me know. Yeah, I think the thought of it just seems more intimidating than it is, because I've never posted content like that. Yeah. 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 That's so understandable. It can, like, starting something new is scary. And there's no guarantee that it's going to work, even when you start doing it. But consistency produces results for real. And so I'm like, am I getting a Discord message? Sorry, let me close Discord. I had that open for the poll, but then anyways. Um, when it comes to planning, what has been your biggest block? Is it Time, ideas, or confidence? Let me know in the chat. Confidence. It's more, this is Autumn. Autumn said confidence. It's more than a notion to open yourself up to the World Wide Web. Takira said, I think for me, I've been stuck on one platform. Like yesterday, I posted 5 times, but it was all short content. Yeah. And that's another thing. You have to be clear and concise as well with the content that you are doing. If you're posting 5 times, like if you're consistently posting, but you're posting short form content, if you're doing trendy stuff, it's not bad for that stuff to be in there, but there has to be a mix of promotional content, storytelling content, BTS to show your journey as a music artist, balancing a 9 to 5, what it takes to get your cover art created, what it takes to get to the final version of your song, all of that kind of stuff. And you can't do that in a 6 second trending post saying, I'm that bitch because I motherfucking said so, right? Like, I just use that example because I posted that this week. What should you do if you hit the wrong audience? I love more of the girlies to find my page, but the stuff that does well doesn't find them. So you have to create content for the people that you make music for. So if you are attracting the wrong audience, you have to analyze what you are doing in your content. And it's not a matter of like, am I being too sexy and that's attracting men? No, like girls support other girls with good bodies too. Like we we love to shout out our fellow girly when bodies tea, that makeup's on hit, like all of that kind of stuff. But it's like, are we having story time while we're doing our fucking skincare routine? Are you showing me, are you telling me personal storytelling about that time that you were in the studio and you pulled up to the studio, it was 20 dudes, you were the only girl, and you didn't even stay because it felt sus, or you did stay because it's your job? Like, that is more so the things that women relate to. So if you are trying to attract the girlies, where do the girlies that you're trying to attract and that would like your music hang out online? And how can you choose the types of content formats that would resonate with them? That's kind of what we got to go. All my posts are that though. It's all bad bitch posts when my music is very much a therapy session. Takira. What? Yes, that's crazy. If your music is about healing and the things that you have overcome, like we cannot be making bad bitch posts because I'm gonna expect some bad bitch music. And we gotta heal to feel. That's great. But yes, that is definitely a conflict. So let's talk about hook and captions. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna show you guys the worksheet that I have made. If I can find it. Too many tabs open. Story of my fucking life. All right, let me share. Got me on money's on money's. I don't want to share the whole desktop. Here we go. Sorry, I made a video about Coco Jones this week, and I've also been listening to her album really heavy. So I'm always gonna have some Coco Jones in the back of my mind. But okay, this is the caption and hook planner. This is where we stop the scroll. A strong hook, it really gets someone to watch, and a great caption is what gets them to care or take action. We don't need the CTA to be on screen. We don't need all of the info to be in the video. And figuring out what you are going to say in the first 3 seconds. I know for me, a lot of my hooks come after I've been filming for a while. Because like I'll be in the middle of talking about something and I'll be like, why the fuck are you even doing this? And then like that will be like the hook because that was better than whatever I said in the beginning of the video to try to hook people in. And that's because it's natural. The longer you keep talking about something, the more organic like thoughts and ideas will come up that are relatable to things. So when you are trying to figure out hooks, there's some examples in here where it's like if you're struggling with insert a pain point, watch this. The truth about, a topic that nobody's saying. So, and these have to be relatable to you and your content pillars and your story. So, if you're struggling with getting, views on your videos, listens to your songs, things like that, watch this and talk about like what did you do? What did you do differently? Everybody on their artist journey has something to teach people who have not started. You might downplay being on a tour. You might downplay getting thousands of views on your music video. You might downplay getting, your first 1K monthly listeners on Spotify. But for every milestone that you have, there's artists who have never even made a song before who can't wait to get to that point. So stop little dogging yourself, acting like the big shit that you've done isn't that big because you're not in the millions getting platinum plaques yet, and start being real about your journey and giving people ways that, you know what I'm saying? That's how you make your content valuable. Everybody's like, I'm not trying to make, educational content. Baby, you can educate without being boring. Like you can still educate by just telling your story, and providing, hooks that bring people in that they can resonate with. So here's why your song content project isn't working. Or you could even be like, I do not know why the fuck my shit isn't working. Talk about all the shit that you did and be like, if you're an independent artist and you are struggling with this, let me know in the comments because I'm working my ass off and I do not know why the fuck it's not working. Like that's real. That's real. This one's for the people who feel like every day I'm posting none of this shit matters, who feels like no one is listening to their song, who feels like no matter how many years I put into this, I might not go anywhere. Who feel, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those kinds of things. I'm just pulling these out the crack of my ass. But on this worksheet, I want you to take the time to look at these examples and create your own hooks that could work for you. Um, Voiceover starters. This is a big trend that is happening right now is narration videos. Have you guys seen those narration videos where it's like, meet Jasmine. She's a full-time entrepreneur who quit her 9 to 5 in corporate music to help independent artists, like those kind of narration videos. That's something that's been really great, but you could also do your own shit. It's a lot easier than like talking head videos for some. For some people, I'm a fucking yapper. It's so easy for me to just set my phone up and yap. But for other people, that's cringy. It's weird. They can't talk to their phone. It feels weird, right? But you got some fire shit in your camera roll. You've got like, you're really good at photos, videos, all of that kind of stuff. So it might be better for you to do voiceovers with like different, 3 to 5 second videos coming in and out of there. So it could be POV, you finally decided to, and whatever you decided to do, this is your sign to, you know, let me show you how I and whatever problem you solved. When I first started, I had no idea, and whatever lesson you learned, everyone says, everyone says you have to post content to be a music artist, but here's what actually worked for me. Um, no, I wouldn't post that one because you do. Like, but a lot of music artists hate fucking posting content. And so, if someone can figure out a way to build a following without promoting yourself on social media, people are going to listen because music artists are really they're fighting for their lives right now. They're like, "Bitch, I've been putting all of my time and energy into the music and now everybody is telling me I won't get a return on my investment." Yes. That is what the music industry does not tell you. Like, of course your music has to be good. I mean, let me not say of course because there's different strokes for different posts. I don't know how Lil Pump ever made it, but or I'm not gonna go in on anybody, but because I'm like, I don't know what your music sound like. If it's on a little pump wave, my apologies. But you cannot invest all of your time and energy and skills into the music just thinking if the music is good enough, people will come, people will find you, right? That has just been disproven in so many ways. It takes more than that these days. Oh wait, hold on. Hopefully that didn't come up. I'm laughing. You crack me up. Thank you. But that's real. Sorry. Sometimes I just try to have the chat up to see what you guys are saying. Um, let's do a live demo. Drop your pillar and like a format in the chat, and I'll help you write a hook or a caption on the spot. So, who has done the homework and knows what their content pillars are and has actually looked at the worksheets and knows different content formats that we can do them in? Anyone? 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 Dang, has no one done the homework? Is that why we're having a hard time? They're probably typing. Okay, thanks, Max. You know my impatient ass. I'm like, ugh. Okay, I'll give you guys a second look. Max be keeping me sane because I be all over the place. Um, okay, so Reem, photo swipe on TikTok, breaking lyrics down to a love song. Ooh, okay. Um, in your love song, what are you talking about? Did you fuck up? Did they fuck up? Did nobody fuck up and it just didn't work out? What are we talking about in the actual love song? Because a hook that I would use is like, this is for the people who feel like they gave their all in a relationship and it wasn't enough. Or you can say, um, if you are struggling with getting over that ex, this is for you. And then, you can just go into your lyric breakdown. My pillar is emotional vulnerability, but again, that is like I don't know the context of your music, so take those hooks with a grain of salt. My pillar is emotional vulnerability, and I do B-roll videos with long text for discovery. Got you. So, are you looking for a caption or are you looking for a hook to help with that? Because if you do like, long text is good because it does help stop the scroll because we have to read whatever the fuck you're saying, and if your B-roll is captivating, we're like watching that and we're like, what is she talking about? So that might actually be your hook, but if it is not working, then we need to change the format that you are doing. Because long text is good for SEO, for TikTok to know. By the way, SEO is search engine optimization. And TikTok is basically a search engine. People go on there to look up different topics that they've never done before. And so if they are looking into whatever you are talking about on your actual video, then the long text works. But if you are going to do a B-roll video where you are not talking on camera, but you want to have a hook, then I would say the best thing would be POVs. And even long form POVs are doing a lot better, right? POV, I took the chance, I quit that job. Or POV, I worked 80 hours a week, I was in the studio every night. Like whatever you went through to get to, release day or whatever you are celebrating, whichever is your most current milestone. The EP is finally done. You finished your first single. You were finally able to shoot a video. You were able to do your first release party. This is your fifth album. Whatever it is, right? That is kind of what would go into the POV that you finally were able to do something. If it if sorry, it's kind of hard to do this without knowing like what are we doing in the video? Are we promoting a song? Is this about a milestone in your career? All of that. So if the pillar is emotional vulnerability, I feel like people relate more to actual storytelling. That's how they're able to connect as opposed to you being vulnerable via text hooks. So yeah, that one's a little bit more difficult because of the format of the video and what the pillar is. But I would say if you want to be emotionally vulnerable and attract the audience that you make music for, the best way for you to show up is probably by talking directly to the camera and doing, just like common beliefs about whatever you are struggling with when you first started, if you had no idea how to do certain things. Um if you're telling me the story about how you solved a problem or anything, be like, let me tell you how I did from but yeah, those are just some things that kind of get you started. Would love to have a one-on-one mentorship session with you. By the way, you guys, one-on-one mentorship sessions with me are $100 off for you guys only, for my inner circle insiders. You do not have to have the session this month. You can schedule it for whenever you want. But if you want personalized advice, that would be the best way for us to do it. Because I connect with you via email. We talk about anything that you're struggling with. I send you an agenda. And then I also send you the call recording after the call. So if you are struggling with stuff and you want more one-on-one advice, a one-on-one mentorship session would be good. And for mentorship May, those are $100 off. So instead of 300, you only pay two. Just use the code that is in our Discord. Um, okay, so let me see. Takira said behind the scenes and rehearsals. Um, Word, caption, face to face conversations, photo shoots, visuals. I need help with hooks. I have visuals that I like, but no hook. Okay. So if it is BTS kind of stuff, and if you want to have a text hook, then it should be like POV, balancing a 9 to 5, shooting my first video, finishing my EP, like listing off all of the things, and or POV when I remember that I'm doing brrrr, and I am still able to get X, Y, and Z out. For um photo shoots, for photo shoots, hmm. For photo shoots, the content that really does well is if you're on set with like a little microphone and they're like following you. That is, and it's like, and the B-roll can change every 3 to 5 seconds still, even if you have the little microphone. But showing like the chaotic moments and the fun moments of being on set. So it's like, oh, my hair's not ready yet. Where is everybody? How am I supposed to run this fucking shoot and shoot this content and be the director? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where you get to like crash out and be a little diva or whatever. I'm just giving you guys content ideas at this point. My bad. I'm not giving you guys the hooks that you are asking for. Sorry. um Destiny. Detzani. Sorry. I'm like, let me lock in how to pronounce baby's name. So your pillar is behind the music. And you want to do storytelling. I want to do a story time of the lyrics of my song, of me getting ready, or like a POV, need help with the hook. Okay, so if you want to tell your story behind the music, um, you can start with, so I don't know what your song is about, right? But if your song is about, a broke boy that you were in love with, that you bent over backwards for, and he cheated on you for the third time, and you finally had to leave him and just tell yourself to stand up, right? Then it's gonna be like, y'all, last year, I failed God's strongest soldier test. Or something like that. That's kind of like, wait, baby, how you failed the test? What do we do? What do we, and then you can get into the story of whatever it was about. Um, you doing a get ready with me. You can also do story time while doing get ready with me. It's just really fucking hard because you have to have the points that you're going to talk about scripted out, and you have to recognize, like, okay, I'm doing this section of my makeup. I will talk about this point. I'm doing this section of my makeup. I'll talk about the next point. I'm doing this session of my makeup. I'll talk about the next point. It's not as easy as you just turning on the camera while you're doing a makeup and doing a story time and then cutting it down. I wish it was that easy, but it's really not. And people will be making it seem like it's easy, but it's not. Um, a voice memo, audio diary for world building, storytelling. So if it's a voice memo, it can be like what you let me see what you're talking about in it. It says um may include my songs in the background, but I'll kind of be talking in character in a way, like an audiobook or something. Not sure if that makes sense. So, what are we going to have on screen? Is it just going to be like the voice memo like back screen and like we're hearing you talk? I wouldn't recommend that if that's the content idea that we are doing. But a really good if you are teasing music with like the voice memo apps in your phone, a really good hook is like I made this song for you. And then it's like, "Wait, what did you make? Like what?" And then going straight into the song. Um Okay, you guys. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm so happy that these tips are helpful, y'all, because I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm all over the place. Am I helping anyone with this? So, very happy to hear it. Reem and David, my guys, what's up? Do you guys have any questions? I know I'm giving a lot of like girly idea tips, but I want to help you guys out too, because I know that everything is not transferable and applicable. So, let me know, David and Reem, if you guys have any questions so that I can help y'all as well. Um, that's all that I really have time for. It's actually 1 o'clock already. I was about to go. These, honestly, y'all, I yap too long for like the outlines that I be making for these sessions. I'll be like, I have time. Time. So let me just go through part 3 and 4 real quick. So part 4 is confidence on camera. David said, I feel good to be honest. The worksheets have been super helpful. Just gotta apply them. Okay, fire. Love to hear it. So let's talk about delivery. The best hook in the world doesn't land if you say it like a robot. So we can do all of this work and have the best hooks in the world. But if we come on screen and we flat as fuck, it does not matter, right? Thank God, authenticity and relatability is now trending because I just really don't know how to be any other way. But here's what changes the game. Eye contact is a big thing. In my videos, I be trying to look at the camera, but most of the time I look at the screen. What about y'all? But looking at the camera makes people feel like you're looking at them and not just looking at yourself. So you're able to connect in a different way. I have to take that advice myself. I be trying, y'all. I be trying, but it's so hard to not look at yourself when you're filming. Energy. So match the vibe of the topic. Again, if your music, if the single that you're promoting is about, being depressed and overcoming depression, if it is about wanting like, this isn't the life that I plan to have, but I am going to make the life that I want. If you're, we have to think about the mood of the music and how we are showing up in our energy when we are creating content that is around that music. So if we are depressed, then or if we're going through a breakup, what did you do to get through that breakup? Was it like painting your nails, watching influencers, you know what I'm saying? Like that should kind of be the vibe. Um, your voice and your tone. Take like intentional pauses and emotion. Obviously, in the beginning, there's like hooks that you want to have, but there's appropriate times to like take pauses, look at the screen, take pauses. You know what I'm saying? Like there's appropriate times to be there. It does not have to be like, I need to be talking every second of the video or people will scroll. That's a little excessive. It's like and maybe it was like that in 2021, but this is 2025. TikTok has changed and so have we. Gotta go. Thanks, David. I'm so happy that you got the gems. Yes, I'm definitely going over on time. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just want to finish up what I have for you. And then I will get out of here. So what changes the game? Eye contact, energy, voice and tone, taking intentional pauses with emotion, as well as body language. So own your space. Do not be stiff as a board, talking to camera, but also y'all don't be all over the place with it. Don't make me feel like I'm in the Blair Witch Project about to fucking throw up. Like that shit. But, to each their own. Um So I'm like, what's an example? What's I'm like, how could I deliver a line flat and then do it with more energy and show y'all the difference? But y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So warm up by reading a few lines out loud before you start like actually posting. Practice saying your hook 3 ways before you hit record. And if you're awkward, say it with your face like cropped in tighter. It makes it feel more intimate than when it's like you're hella far away, right? So drop a mic if you've ever struggled with how you come across on camera and let me know which tip would be the best for you. And I'm rolling all in it to pop part 5 because I need to keep going. I'm over on time. And so the last thing is for brand aesthetic and your visuals, content that connects. It also looks like you and your brand aesthetic. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it should be intentional. Um, Example, Takira was like, I posted 5 short form videos yesterday, and it's like, got it. But were they in our brand aesthetic? Were they talking about our content pillars and what were our goals for this content? Do we feel like this content is helping us achieve those goals? Those are some things that you guys should think about before you're posting. Um, Now let's talk about what it should look like when you're shooting. And don't worry, I have a whole like production checklist and all of that that will be in the worksheets for this week as well. But lighting, whether it's natural or a ring light, just stay consistent. Outfits, you do not have to wear the same shit. You also do not have to change your clothes in every fucking video, but you are an artist and you need to show up and be styled as such, okay? So it's cool to have some relatable videos where you're in your gym clothes and things like that. You should not be showing up every day like that. You should be showing up branded in your artist like clothing, like, and it doesn't have to be what you would wear if you were doing a performance, but it should be if I was going to an event or something like that and representing myself as XYZ the artist, what would I wear? That is how you should show up in your content. Locations, create 2 to 3 filming zones. If you have a balcony, if you like to be in the car, if you have, a room that gets really good light, pick 2 to 3 filming zones. And then filters and color grading, it's optional, but if you're going to do it, be repeatable. Use the same filters, use the same type of color grading and everything so that it can be consistent. So, all of this, like I said, is in your self filming hacks and your batching checklist, which is in the worksheets for this week. Um, and that's it, you guys. That's it for me. What goes along with this section of the workbook is a monthly content calendar, a caption and hook like writing framework, like I already showed you guys the caption and hook planner, as well as the plan and produce worksheet. So the plan and produce worksheet was the first part of this. The caption and hook planner was the second part of this. And then the monthly content calendar and the batching list. That was kind of the third part of this. So the production checklist will go over gear, wardrobe, locations, batching hacks. And then I also have a checklist for self-filming. So whether it's tripod positioning, timer apps, lighting tips, all of that good stuff is going to go into your monthly content calendar. And then of course I have like an actual, spreadsheet that you can use as a calendar. I don't know. Do we want the spreadsheet or not? Do we like the spreadsheet? Because I could just copy and post like a little table in the Word doc and let it go. Yes to the spreadsheet. Yes. Okay. Okay, cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, that's it, you guys. If you have not taken a look at the 30-day content challenge that is in the folder, I would definitely say take a look. It will give you 30 days of content ideas. And these content ideas are that every week has a different theme. Introduction week, connecting to your audience, all of that stuff. it's very general for any music artist, so it can be applied and it can be personalized to you. So definitely check out the 30-day content challenge workbook if you haven't already. And next week, so what I had planned was to teach you guys how to look at your analytics and apply them, but we might not be that far yet. So, would you guys like for me to talk about consistency without burnout? Because if you've got your plan, I want to tell you how to stick with it, remix what you already made, and use smart systems to build momentum. Yeah? Okay. Okay. Yeah? Okay. So we will not have next week be about analytics. I think that that is like a little too deep in the game. Maybe for next quarter, we'll go over how to review analytics. But this week, we will talk about how to be consistent without burnout. If you have not already checked out my YouTube video on the same topic, you should. But don't worry, next week will be different. I have the worksheets all ready to go. That's it, you guys. That's it. It's my time. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to go eat lunch. Thank you guys all so much. I will have that spreadsheet in there. And the replay, as well as the worksheets and everything, will be posted in the Inner Circle or the Insiders Hub on our actual paid membership site. So, thank you guys. Have a good one. And I'll see you later, okay? Bye.